how can we be able to sell something that can be able to, it solves a need, and constantly we have to ask ourselves, either our supplies will be coming from low-income earners, and we're thinking, okay, maybe our materials, maybe are we going to use kiondo, are we going to use this and that from low-income earners, then sell it to the sort of like the high-income earners, and just constantly think through, can my product be able to go to the masses? And very many products have the ability to be able to go to the masses. So going back to the investment part, I think one of the critical things that you also have to show is the market itself. How big is this market? Do you understand your market? And there's something I learned when just thinking through market and then thinking around everything concerning understanding the market is think through how your customers interact with your product. It's called the customer journey map. And I'm just going to hint on it briefly. Think, where does your customer see your product first? Is it Instagram? Is it Facebook? Then think through the considerations. What do they consider when they're looking at your product? Oh, price might be one thing. Convenience might be the other thing. Oh, these guys do deliver. When he looks at your product, who are the first competitors he's going to search? For me, whenever they look at Vintara, the first competitor they're going to search is Dendry. They're going to be like, oh, let's check out Dendry. What do Dendry do better than Vintara? So you have to think about that, because your customer journey map will also inform you, my competitors are better than me in these areas. So how can I be able to communicate that, yes, we are not offering this, but it's because we can offer this better? You're pushing more of your strengths, and you're not constantly trying to sort of say, so we do this better than, we do this, but no, we're not saying you pitch that. No, you're going to just pitch more of your strengths and less of your weaknesses. Then after they've considered and they've said, okay, we want to use this product, then there's an aspect called utility. So whenever they're using this product, what does that mean? Let me give an example for Vintara, then maybe I can pause from there, then just check the questions that you've shared. For Vintara, we think about it, yes, someone has gone to Instagram, they've seen our product, maybe we've used an influencer, we've done a sponsored ad, yes, they've considered us, they've said, let's buy from Vintara and let's not buy from Denver. Okay, then they use our product. This part called utility changed the model of our business in 2019. Now, we thought about it this way. How can we be able to retain one customer for the rest of their lives? And that informed our customer segment. So Vintara has 5 customer segments. And the first segment is called Vintara Mama. So we create bags for a mother. This is a diaper bag. This can be a shopping bag. This can be a lunch bag where they can carry things for their children whenever probably they have a young baby. Then we thought, okay, this baby will grow after 3 years. What will they need? They'll need a school bag. They'll need a swimming bag. So we created Vintara Kids. Then we thought, yeah, they've gone to school. They're carrying lunch. They have a lunch bag. Over the weekends, they have a funny pack just to put the coins and maybe their phone. Then they'll go to high school and they'll go to college. When you go to college and high school, you want something funky, you want something trendy, you want something fashionable, and we created something called Vintara Youth. So our focus there then is trendiness, fashionability, and just standing out. You want to go somewhere and be asked, "Ooh, I like your bag," So that's the message that we create on our post also when we are thinking around. After that, this guy is probably going to work, they got a job, they have a business, they want something that functions well for them. They want to carry their laptop to work, They want to go to the gym in the morning before they go to work, or in the evening after they go to work. So we created that, Vintara Mtaalamu, these are professional. So we create pieces that service that segment. Then lastly, we have Vintara Msafiri. You've probably enjoyed your money, hapa na pale, and now you want to travel a bit, So you want a bag or two that can help you travel. You want to carry a souvenir as you're traveling. You want to buy someone a gift as you're traveling. So we created these 5 segments. And all these segments revolve around the life cycle of a human being. And all these segments were informed by that one thing, utility. Because initially we're telling people, buy this, buy that, buy this bag is good for this, but we were not communicating to the right customer. Now, whenever our customers come to our page, now they see the different highlights on our Instagram page and they say, oh, Vintara Mtaalamu. So it narrows them down. I don't have to go through the whole Instagram to see what I need. I'm a professional. I think I need something for my laptop. I go to Vintara. I'm a mother. I want something, I want a diaper bag, or I want to buy something for like a baby shower. I want to buy a gift, so I go for Vintara Mama. I have kids, but it's back to school. So it also informs us whenever we are doing our marketing. For example, last year, December, we did something called Vintara, the Familia Collection. People are traveling, families are coming together. So we pushed a lot of Vintara on Safiri. Then come January, we pushed a lot on Vintara Kids, because people were going to school, and Vintara Salam people were going back to work. Offices were finally opening, and there's just the freshness. And also when the year starts, everybody wants to go to the gym. You want to be fit. So we push a lot on the Vintara, the gym bag that we sell, and also the lunch bag, because now you're telling yourself you want to be eating junk. I'll be saving. I'll be carrying food from home. So especially even when we talk about our lunch bags, we don't say you're going to carry lunch. We tell you want to save that extra 100 bob every single day, buy our bag. Because now we'll make you think, if I buy their bag, it means I'm spending 1,000, but I'll save maybe 100 bob every day. In a month, that's 3,000. Actually, let me buy 2 bags, for me and my partner, for me and my kids. So you start making decisions because we are going for your underlying need. And you see, my utility also informed my post-utility. Post-utility is, will this customer come back to you? Most people have things called warranty. iPhone has this thing where you can take back your phone and get another phone. That's post-utility. Ask yourself, how will your customers come back? And for us, it's the same thing. We've created something that will make you come back constantly. And this is what we communicate to our customers, our customer segment. Okay, I think this is something that happened, especially to Steve Jobs. And I think one of the things is, and one of the lessons I learned from there was on the aspect of contracts. Contracts and the people and the shareholders you bring on board. I think we jump the gun at times. You see someone with money, you don't take time to sit down with them, learn more about them, and see, is this guy fit for me, or is this guy not fit for me? Let me give an example on our end. If you check us out, or you just go to YouTube and Google Ian Marty Lions Den. I pitched at Lions Den in 2018, and we got an investment. But when we left the show, we went to the table and we had to ask ourselves the critical questions. What do these guys want to bring on board, and what do they want to remove from our business? And we realized that there's part of our business that we wanted to keep, that our investors didn't feel the need for us to keep. So we asked ourselves, are we ready to let go of this aspect of our business that is critical for us? And we said no. So what did we do? We revised the contract. We went for a different facility. We went for a debt/LPO facility. The thinking being that we'll only be using this money when we need it. It won't be in our account, but we'll be going for it when we need it. When we have a big order, 500 bags, we'll go pick that money, pay a small interest to it, return it. We had to make that decision because we had a sit down for several months just to ask ourselves, are we ready to let go of some things? Is this the kind of person that we want to work with at the end of the day? So that was critical. And that's why I'm saying contracts are good, but also take time and sit down with this person. Look at the vision that they have for your business. Look at what they want to achieve at the end of the day through your business. And ask yourself, is this something that you want for yourself? But don't jump the gun. Just because someone has money or someone has expertise doesn't mean they are good for your business. But take time. I normally say, looking for an investor is like dating. You don't make the decision that you're going to marry or be in a relationship with this person the first day you meet. Take time also with investors, because you never know. These are people you're going to be in bed with for the longest time. The other thing I can mention on investment, whenever you're going to an investor, tell them that at some point you want to buy them out. Put it as a clause in your contract that in the next 2-3 years, I want to buy you out. Because not everyone also you'll meet will have the same vision as you. Tell them these are the critical things. Meet them halfway. These are things we are not able to negotiate on from our end. Yeah? Then, this is something we can negotiate. We can meet you halfway on this. But also at the end of the day, we want to buy you out in the next in the next few years. And Vusi has another video that he's shared about how to buy back your shares. And you can be able to create a contract on how you can be able to buy back, so that in case you feel like your vision is being taken apart, you'll be able to get it back slowly by slowly. But see, also at the end of the day, at times as entrepreneurs, we are stuck up on things that we think we know. This is what I want for my business. But at the end of the day, it may not be. I mean, there are decisions I sit down and I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I was so wrong on this thing. And because, we call it founder syndrome. We are stuck up on this I'm the founder, I know what this business needs. At times, you might actually be getting it wrong. So look at all these pieces, learn them well, take time to learn them well, see if there's a buyout, propose a buyout clause and how you can be able to buy back your shares slowly by slowly, and eventually just look at other facilities as you're thinking equity. If maybe you don't want equity, look at, okay, can we get an LPO facility? Can we get debt, smart debt? I'm sure Michael has been able to take you through that, just how you can be able to get smart debt also at the end of the day. I think one of the things that you have to come and realize is you have to do research well. To be honest, you have to go beyond what the environment that you're in, to be able to find people who are experts, know the market well. That's one thing. Do your research. And that's why I'm saying programs like this enable you to meet people you will have never met. Let me tell you, I'd go for some of these programs just because of the mentor I saw in the program. Because let me tell you, if you go to their office and ask the receptionist, can I talk to, let's say, Wandia? I'll probably tell you Wandia is not available, or she's not there. But but you can't access them. But you go for these things and you're able to share your business card, and they tell you, what? Let's schedule for 1 hour on Tuesday. You go to the office and they'll allow you to get to the office because you already have a rapport, you've met them. So such avenues. The other thing I can say, which is sort of done on a high level, is at times your competitors can actually be your business partners. At times we're just stuck at the fact that you just want to be the person who will do this thing, At times, to be honest, how people are doing business, at times you just look at your competitor and you're like, this guy is doing it better than I am. Why not merge? It's done on a high level, but I mean, guys, we have the capability of doing some of these things when we're starting out. Very many companies merge. And when they merge, you realize they are able to get a bigger market. I have had conversations with my competitors several on how we can be able to merge and do certain things together. It's so funny, we have sit downs and have coffee, and we laugh at the fact that how we're meeting to have conversations and we are competitors. And we normally say, one day we might end up working together. We might end up being one brand that will take the whole cake instead of just trying to get a piece of the cake here and there. So also think about it in a different way. Actually, this guy might actually be my business partner. What if we go, it may mean less shareholding for you, but this thing I normally say, you either own 20% of something or 100% of nothing.
And definitely 20% of something is better than 100% of nothing.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. So thank you for that very good answer. Now, Victor Kenneth again asks, what opportunities are there in fashion? I want to reach that 5 million target in under 2 years.
I think this has a lot to do with one of the things I'd say is think around ethical fashion. This is a space that is actually growing. People are thinking, who are the people who are making your products? For us, we talk about how we train local artisans, how we empower young people from Jericho, Eastlands area to be able to create this product. Think about the material you're using. The likes of Zara and, all these big brands that are selling fast fashion are really trying to adjust with the times, and they have to ask themselves, okay, is our business ethical? And this is a conversation you have to start asking yourselves constantly. So ethical fashion, do research on that. I really can't answer that to the depth that I want to, because a lot of research just has to be done in regards to the fashion space. But also don't think outside the box also. It doesn't have to be clothes, it doesn't have to be bags. Think of something outside the box. I remember I met this guy who was doing fashion, and do you know what he was doing? He was doing leather jackets for boda guys. That was his business. And inside the jacket, inside the jacket, he had put some sort of coils inside that could be able to warm the jacket. And do you know what he's going to tell riders? Most of you end up with pneumonia at some point in your lives. The reason being, so I'm creating something that will stop you from. So this guy is not selling jackets anymore. He's selling health. I think I'm repeating this thing on value proposition so much because I want you to understand it. Yeah. So one of the things that happened is when the pandemic happened, we had to sit down as a team and ask ourselves, okay, how do we go through this? To be honest, this was a tough period for our business. The reason being, we were not an essential service or an essential product. People think about us more as a luxury. And we did what the classic fashion businesses did at that time. We got into the mass space. But how did we do it differently? We thought about it in this way. We saw people jump into the whole thing, but we took some time just to see into it, just to see what the mistakes they're going to make, how they're going to be able to create this product, and the things they're going to miss on. And when we started doing the mask, we realized that the critical thing that people want to get from masks is safety. They want to know that the people who made these masks, one, were either wearing masks themselves, they were using gloves, they were sanitizing when going into the workshop. So when we started making the masks, we were no longer just selling masks, but we were showing people the journey. If you check the videos that we posted online, we'd show our tailors walking into the workshop, washing their hands, sanitizing. When they go to the machine, we'd show how we are sanitizing the machine. We'd show how the fundis would have to wear masks while doing them, and now how they stitch. And we'd show the process of stitching. How do we'd use cotton, we'd use non-woven, and we'd use amazing, colorful fabric. That's the first thing we realized, safety. Then the other thing we realized is packaging. We decided we're not going to be selling them on, clear papers or how people were doing it. We started using these cupcake boxes. If a box can be used for cupcake, which is for eating, definitely it's safe for putting masks. So we started pushing that, and we told people even how we're delivering it with convenience. Then we made something different about our masks. You could be able to change the filter. So we'd sell the mask and we'd sell filters on the side. So once you wash the mask, you remove the filter and insert another filter. So people would buy masks, but what's our post-utility for the masks? They have to come back for filters. So that helped us to stay in business. It sort of just helped us to break even, pay our fundis, pay our workspace. But definitely one of the things that it also made us do, it also made us sort of just take down our costs, which was critical for us. Because, just like any other business, we were running also a bit on credits because of suppliers and all these things. So definitely we had to scale down a bit, but we had to think critically about how we are going to attack that. Then the other thing is we also, just as I was saying, we're part of a program and we got a grant for $500,000, and that was able to also sustain us for a period of time. And through that also, this year in February, through a project we were doing, also showcased our products on the London Fashion Week, but also online. So all these things sort of just piled up to be able to sort of sustain us through this period. But also we're still thinking constantly, to be honest, how can we be a better business after the pandemic, and what needs to change at the end of the day. Yeah, but that's how we adapted. For us, the scaling process for us happened majorly when we started doing corporate orders. Now you're getting orders for 300 bags, 500 bags, and you can't, to be honest, you can't do that with 2 tailors or 3 tailors. You have to get a bigger team. So that's when we needed to think about scaling our business. We needed to ensure that, we need money to be able to scale our business, to be able to service this customer. Because it was either one thing, either we get investment to be able to scale, or we just, tell the client we can't service them. And no entrepreneur wants to do that. You want to take this order and, make your coin. So, that was one critical thing that happened. We realized that, okay, we need expertise. That was another thing. We needed to bring people who would support me as I was running this business. That people can handle different things. There's someone who's managing our corporate customers, someone who's managing our retail customers. Then there was me who was doing some sort of just overall management and looking for funding for the business. So if you end up doing everything by yourself, then the scaling up process will be rough for you. You need to be able to, delegate some of the things that you're doing, allow other people to come on board and support you as you're running your business, and it will make your scaling up process easy. So I can say two things there. Funding will be critical for you, how you'll be able to do it, and the people you bring on board to support you as you're doing that. I think at the end of the day, what I'd say is, for any business that you're doing, I'd want you to think through the customer themselves. Think through what they want to get from your product. Think through their needs and study their needs critically. Just don't jump and decide that you're going to do this and that business. And I think the other thing is, most of the times we are told that you can make your passion become something that can make you money. It's true. If that's possible, do it. But I'd say change your passion. Let your passion be maybe something wholesome. For example, I say, for me, my passion is to be able to create something that can be able to make life easier for people. So that could be bags, that could be maybe in the health sector. So because you see, the thing is, what if you find a good need for the market, but you're not passionate about that thing? What happens? Will you let that business opportunity go? No. So be open-minded. That's my point. Be open-minded to different possibilities, to different opportunities in the market. I know us as kids, we were sort of told that a path of life was a specific path. Go to university, get a good job, good family, but things are changing. Us as millennials are changing the narrative. And if you're not open-minded, you'll be kicked out of the market really quick. And that's one thing COVID has shown most of us. Be open-minded. If things change real quick, Of course, you're not changing every time, but be strategic in how you're able to think through your business every time. For example, we have a lockdown that has happened and that has affected the country. How do people adjust to that? How quick are you able to adjust to such things? Let me tell you, you'd see quite a number of brands already communicating to their customers, assuring them that it's going to be okay, And let me tell you, for a fact, very many people are buying products today more than ever because of how they feel about it and not because of the quality of the product. Let me tell you, you see people buying things and you're wondering, do you really need it? But it's because of how they feel about it. To be honest, I've been having an issue with my phone, and I've been thinking, I need to buy another phone. But I'd rather save and buy a really good phone, because I feel like I still want to remain in this community, So you think about it and you're like, how deep am I into this iPhone thing? And the person who thought through it before, how did they think about it? And it informs everything about their business, who they hire. If you read the Apple experience, one of the things that they say is they don't hire for skills every time. For the books skills, they hire for the skills that the customer will look for. So you go for an Apple interview and you're going to work for customer care. They don't ask you, tell me where you studied customer care or your experience in customer care. They ask you, what's your best ice cream? In an interview. And you stutter a bit and they know, this person may not be able to be our best customer care, because when you go to an Apple store and they want you to engage with their customers beyond the product. They want you to ask them, so what do you like doing? Or you like traveling? Check out this phone. This phone is amazing because you can take photos. They won't show you other features. You can store data. You can have Google Docs or Google Sheets. No. They go straight to telling you, check out the camera, check out the specs, check out where you're going to be saving different photos, because you've gone there as a traveler. So think through. I think that's one very important thing I've always liked to say. Right now, more than ever, our customers are buying in a different way. We're no longer just buying because we need a product, unless you're an essential product. But we want to feel. We want to feel this thing. We're making decisions from our feelings, from our emotions. And if you can't tap into that emotion, then it really becomes hard to sell a product. And last example, it's the same thing. How many people here know the founder of Samsung? How many people know his story? No one. Literally no one. Or Sony. Literally no one. I mean, so every time, for me, when I bought this phone, I'm not a techie guy. It doesn't even give me amazing specs. There are people who would argue Samsung is better, and kudos, sour. But at the end of the day, me, I'm there, I'm supporting the founder. I'm like, Steve Jobs this guy was a good guy. He did business. He was tough in his ways. He had his flaws. But the fact that I celebrated when this guy's hit $1 trillion, it means I'm not in for the specs about this thing. I'm in here because there's something that they are giving. I look at the business and I'm thinking, wow, my business can be like this business. I've bought because of the founder, So whenever this, and they sell this a lot to very many entrepreneurs, They do videos, they do documentaries about Apple and all these things. So at the end of the day, it becomes their story, So let your customers start thinking, okay, I'm buying this product. What story are they giving me? Look at Nike. Nike are no longer selling their shoes. What are they telling people? Just do it, And they'll do amazing videos of Serena Williams, Tiger Woods. I mean, I go to there are times that I'm low, maybe I'm feeling, and I go watch their ads, just their ads, and I feel empowered, So look at the narrative, and you'll go to their page, and you'll hardly see them pushing a shoe to your face. They'll do it behind the scenes. They understand that right now, especially during this period, people want to be inspired. People want to be connected. People want to we can't move, we can't meet people, but we still want that connection. Can your product give that? You might be selling power banks, but you're not selling power bank just to sell power bank. You're telling people you want to ensure that even when you move, you don't lose connection with people. Your phone won't go off. So it means you'll constantly be connected to your family, constantly be connected to your job, to the people you work with. So you're no longer communicating power bank. No, you're communicating the need behind that power bank. So that's my closing remarks. Think through your customers, think value proposition, and change with the times with how the times are moving. And I hope maybe we are going to meet in the future. And I think even do a deeper dive in how people are securing investments and the investment space in this country.